Hey guys, Jaybird here, and we are back in the Divide, and we're just going to jump right into it. Here we go. So I'm going to start working my way up this way. I kind of like what I did here last day. So why don't we just kind of start off by jumping back into the prefab here. And I'm going to kind of get I like the fact that I have it curving up like this, so I'm going to kind of try to get my wall curving like that as well. And I was talking about that 45-degree angle right before the end of the episode, so why don't we do that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a terrain patch. So we're going to go terrain, simple terrain patch, and I'm going to try to pick up the pace a bit here now because I feel that I've kind of gone over the basics so you guys actually understand what I'm doing now, at least in some of the more basic aspects of this. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to focus more on trying to get things done. So that's basically the key thing here, is that I've been going at a slower pace just to kind of see if you guys want to understand what I'm doing. So I'm probably not going to talk about as much as what I've been doing previously. And in fact, I actually don't even need to do a terrain patch there. I can just do that with a brush. What I did was I clicked E to go into the entity the edging tool, sorry, and I was able to just move the edge of the brush. So we're going to go like that. I'm going to shift this over slightly. And then I'm going to bring this, that should be good. Okay, so, oh, now I know why, okay, never mind, I do need the, oh man, okay. I do need to do that patch. I forgot about the 45-degree turn. Or I guess it's not 45 degree, it was an arbitrary angle that I didn't really determine, so that's why it makes it difficult to try to get this 45 degree going along this weird angle, so it's easier to do that with a patch. So I'm going to do this, copy paste, I'm going to select this one, I'm going to drag it all the way over to here and put it in line with this one, and then I'm going to invert it by getting out of the vertex mode, and then I'm going to go Control I to invert the texture. Looks like I'm off quite a bit actually. I'm going to Control G to snap that to the grid because I just realized it's off the grid there. So we got this. Actually, I'm going to undo that because the texture was working pretty well. And then I'm going to just bring this, I'm going to copy paste, bring this up, and then we're going to bring it back. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to rotate this a bit. Let's try 20. 17, 18, so close. Let's see if I can match this up. It's kind of interesting that the bigger bit there. Okay, oh lovely. Love when it doesn't line up like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna just choose to line this up here. And just get the one line lining up because it wasn't lining up properly. Okay, there we go. We got that. And we're going to want to try to get our textures wrapping around the corner like this. And we want our overhang thing. Oh wait, no, we don't want the overhang there. Okay then. So what I'm going to do here is start off by doing a patch. And because it's going to be an odd shape to do, so I'm going to do it with a patch to curve it up the corner like this, but we're going to keep the height the same. So I'd say about there is going to be good on this corner. So I'm going to snap that to the grid. Let's invert that, copy the texture over like that, and then we're going to add some loops in here. I'll snap that one to the grid. So when I say snap to the grid, I'm talking about the actual terrain, not the wall. Because, well, I'm doing the wall as well, but that way the terrain is going to be snapped to it as well. So snap it and then put it on, because we want this to be going exactly on top of the wall. We don't want a seam. We want to make sure that we're all good. Okay, so we got that, and I'm going to actually drag this up to the same height as this one. We'll copy the texture over again and make sure our corners are okay. We could probably do the 45 degree going along this as well. So that's 2 over. We're going to want this one to come 2 over. And then I'm going to... Oh! What? Oh, I was like, what the heck? Why is it selecting like that? I'm like, that is weird. I forgot I was in vertex mode. Even I have these weird moments where I'm like, what the heck is Radiant doing? But really, it's just me. Okay. So we're just doing the 45 degree angle there. And I'm actually going to have to bring this one down. And match that up. Huh, 90. Yeah, 90. Okay, so we got that going. Kind of got a curve going there. So we're going to have to try to get this to go along it as well. And in fact, oops, I'm hitting B instead of V. What I'm going to do is probably end up having the 2 patches here connect together. That's probably good. Where am I? Oh, I went too far. Our wall ended... Where did the wall end? Right here. Okay. Because the wall's on the grid. So we're going to do this. Going to have to invert this patch, Control I. Add another loop in the middle. That's good. The only thing is, I've noticed that if I'm trying to get this to curve, this does not look like a curve. That's like too sharp. So I'm gonna go ahead, select all this. We're gonna add some more loops in here. Oh, I just realized there is an actual loop right in the middle here that I did not see. This one goes right here. Okay. So let's get this looping a bit more, or arching a bit more. I think that's okay. There we go. So we got our 45. And what I'm thinking is I could probably cut this off at the point where that texture ends, so it looks like we got a little crease going. Oh, lovely. I love when it pops off the grid. Okay. So just to have consistency, I'm going to do the bottom one as well. This stuff as well. There we go. Okay. So... Man, okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that seam that I just made. Which should go right here. Control I. And there we go. Okay, so we got that fixed. So now what I'm gonna do is start doing the terrain at there, but this is going to be more or less flat. What I'm thinking is putting it up onto this one. Control I. So I'm just creating a bit of a platform here, so I'm not doing it in a brush because of this curve, so I'm going to do it all in patches. Oh man. This stuff's off the grid, so we're gonna have to snap our corners here to the grid. that one's on. Okay. So let's go ahead and start connecting all this together. Snap it to the grid with Control G. Control Shift A to add a loop. And there we go. We're gonna need another loop frame there as well. Okay, so I'm thinking of having this as a different texture in here. Ooh, actually. Boy. Okay, never mind. I have to delete that. Sorry. Okay. I forgot to do the outer wall for the side. Wow, that turned into a really weird shape. Okay, so patch. Let's do this again. So I'm just going to bring this up to here, rotate it to kind of get the same idea going. We'll bring this right up to here, Control G to snap it to the grid. And I'm going to run into a little bit of an issue here, which is I need to figure out how thick this piece is. So I'm going to copy and paste and use it as a marker. Okay. And there we go. So now I can get rid of this because I got my thickness. Okay, so we've got a loop here. We're going to kind of curve this a little bit more and then put this right up to here. Control G, snap to grid. And one more. Control G, snap to grid. Okay. So now it should be okay. If I do natural, rotate 90. Just need to find a spot where this looks pretty decent. I think if I get that crack there, we're okay. A little bit of a seam going there, but you know, oh well. So we got that curving up there. So now I want to fill in the area. So I'm going to copy and paste this one and just shift this over. I'll just go straight across. Two down from the grid there. Two. I just want to get a straight line going up here, so I'm just going to use this as a marker. Forgot to invert the texture, wasn't even paying to the... a lot of the times I work a lot in the 2D grid. I've noticed a lot of people tend to work more in the 3D grid. Or not, the 3D grid, yeah, the camera view. So I tend to lose my positioning on what's happening in the camera a lot. But I find this to be more effective in my opinion because I can stay with the grid a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do now is try to find a nice texture. Let's see. How about we'll go with asphalt. Any day, any day. Not bad. So this will be maybe like a little construction zone or something. I don't know. We'll figure out what it's going to be. But that's looking pretty good. I'm probably going to do railings along this, or maybe even extend the wall up and do like a secondary wall, like a thinner one. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, actually, I think I like that idea. Let's do a secondary wall. So I'm going to center this out to the support beams. And why don't we do 12 thick for the base. And so we're going to want to cement, which I don't think I just selected. I'm going to go back to the caulk texture. Ooh, we're in the ground slightly too. Okay, there we go. So let's get this wall getting built. Concrete. Alright. Should be good. I'm gonna make this actually a bit thicker for the support. So what I'm going to do is copy paste this on top of itself, go to about a grid size of 2, click E to go into edge mode, and then I'm going to just bring in the corners on a 45-degree angle there. And then we're gonna copy paste this one more time, bring it back up to here, and then we're gonna extend up to get a post. And then this post is probably gonna have another section of this all the way around, and then we'll copy and paste this to go up again, and we'll probably have a top of the post. So this is going to be like dividing the lower part of the wall and the upper part, and then we'll end out getting a nice looking wall going. Okay, so we're probably going to want to do a trim as well, so why don't we look into exterior trims. And I'm going to copy paste this one more time. Phone's buzzing again. You guys asking for help, I guess. Okay. So what we have going here is a post, and then I'm going to copy and paste this to go exactly over top of the second support beam. So that's in the middle there. Then I'm going to drag this over, make sure it's all lined up. Let's make sure we get a texture on the top here as well, because if you're boost jumping, you want to be able to see that. We're going to have one last support going through the middle, which will probably go along here. That should be good, and then we're going to have a thinner wall going through the middle, which will probably be brick. Something like that. And there we go. Oh, we need one more support for the bottom. Just a base so you can't see under the wall. So we'll do that. There we go. Okay, so thinking optimization, we're going to need to do a lot of caulking here. So why don't we get that texture all set up. Bottoms of this you can't see. I'm thinking we could probably do something like this as well. Curve off the edges. Middle mousing to do the texture there. The edges of literally everything on this need to be a caulk texture. And same with this one. And once I get the one base going, I could probably prefab this or just copy paste it around, whatever I feel like doing. I'm gonna hide, actually, I was gonna hide the posts, but I think we're okay. Alright, so let's find a brick texture. And let's just choose something to kind of go up. You know, that brick's not bad, but I feel I can get And you know what? There's going to be brick models as well, so I might want to choose a brick texture that goes with the brick models. So why don't we look at our brick models and see if I can find some sort of brick. Like if I'm gonna do like loose bricks on the ground or something like that. Or using the wall bricks. There's a couple of bricks where you can get some out-pushed bricks and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of sticking with, why don't we go with this one? I like this sort of texture. So that texture we need to find, which I happen to see right here. Actually, I think that was the one that we just had. If not, it's really close. So we've got that. I seem to have a gap at the top here. Oh, it's because this was supposed to come down and arch inwards, like the bottom one. So we'll go and do that. And so we got that brick. So what I'm thinking is we could probably have holes. So this is going to be our base one. We're going to do some dirt covering things. So I'm going to select a lot of stuff here that is going to be dirt. Actually, almost everything's going to have dirt on it. I'm going to start off at the bottom and we'll work our way up from there. So I'm going to do this whole bottom section here. Patch, faces to terrain, let it all convert, takes a second. Okay, so now we're going to want to click U, get rid of bricks, find our dirt that we have been using, the mud. I'm going to select the top. We're going to go alpha 0. Then we're going to go G. We're going to right click, go make non-colliding. So we've got some dirt at the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same with the faces of this. Patch. Faces. So now for this one, what I'm going to want to do is subdivide there. Or add a loop, as some would say. I'm bringing Blender into this, apparently. Actually, what do we do? I think that's good. That's good. We'll get rid of the middle. Then we're going to want to do here, here, here. You'll see what I'm doing. It's basically the same thing as before with the wall at the bottom. But it looks funky for what I'm doing right now. What I like to do is I have basically a little outline and the middle parts are going to be faded out. So we'll select the middle, and then apply. GV, make non-colliding, and then I'm going to go natural. Not bad. I kind of want to blend some dirt at the top of this and the bottom of this. Lots of dirt blending. Blending makes things look good. Okay, faces terrain. So now I'm going to go from the side view, drag this up. So we are only going to have it come down to about there, to about there. Dirt here and here. G, apply, V, make non-colliding, natural. I am then going to deselect the top ones because I'm going to copy the bottom ones there. Deselect. And there we go, copy paste, bring it up to the top. Make non-colliding because sometimes it doesn't work. And there we go, we got our wall. That is a lot. Oh, I have a section here that is not good. There we go. Just drag that out. Okay. So we got our wall, or at least one part of it. we are going to need to do a lot of copy and paste, so I feel the best way to do this will be with a prefab. So I'm going to make a couple different types of walls. So I'm going to select this all by using a little trick. I'm going to create a brush to surround the entire thing. I'm going to be offset by 1 unit, or I guess it'd be 4 units, off of each side here. And then I'm going to go select inside. So it's going to select everything inside that brush and get rid of that brush that I created. Okay, so now I'm going to go prefab, save, select it as new prefab, and we should have our... Did I not create a thing for this? Oh, it was under, wasn't under prefabs actually. So I created a folder in here, empty divide. So what I'm going to do is, actually, why don't we save it in there then? Oops, I went too far. Map source, ZM, MP divide. I love how it's in the zombie spot. Okay, MP divide. We'll call this fence, brick fence. We'll call it brick fence. There we go. So we're going to prefab. I'm going to go into the prefab because now I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to select all of, actually, I'm going to do a couple things here. Let's do this. Okay, I've made a whole bunch of things non-colliding, so I'm going to get rid of non-colliding, and I'm going to select everything now. So just go through, hold shift, and kind of just highlight everything. Hopefully I got it all. I missed 1 piece. I'm going to make this weapon clip, so now nothing should be, so if I get rid of weapon clip now, nothing should be there. Except for the stuff that I missed. Okay, there we go. So now if I bring weapon clip and non-colliding back, we have our wall again. But what I'm going to do is create a clip for this so that it's optimized. We don't have all this collision, we just have the one thing for the players. So I'm going to have a smooth clip going through the whole thing. So we'll do that. Clip. We're gonna actually, when we look up concrete, because we want a concrete clip. So we'll save that. We'll go back. We got this. I am actually going to go back one more time into the prefab, and we're going to do a second version of this without one of the poles. Actually, I shouldn't have deleted that right away because I can't see the terrain patches when I do that. So we're going to go through and make sure I select everything on this because I want to get rid of it all. All of this, all of this. Make sure I get absolutely everything. And delete. And then, oh, I did miss some. Let's see it. Okay, so that should be everything. So I'm not going to hit save. I'm going to save as ZM divide, fence, link, so that I can kind of link these together. So now I'll end up doing a post one as well. But if I switch this over to the link one, you can see I have no post now. So what I can do is copy and paste this and link it right up to there, although I'm off a bit. And then I'm going to need a post one for the end there. But then I can also copy paste. Ooh, it's rotating on a weird angle there. Now this one's going to be a little tricky. Not only do I have to get that to... I'm going to actually come off the grid by going Control-Alt-G and drag it down. We're going to want to make sure that this goes completely in there so there's no seam. And I'm actually going to rotate this more to about there. So we're going to do the same idea. I'm going to go in, try to get this as close lined up as I can get. Yeah, I tried Control-G to see if it would snap it, but no. Yeah, unfortunately, I get some issues happening there. That's the problem with working off the grid. Oh, I'm actually lining this up to the wrong thing. Control-Shift-G. I'm supposed to be lining it up to right here. There we go. Now we don't have those issues. This side of the wall is looking good. Okay. So I'm going to Control-Shift-G to go back to the grid. I'm going to copy-paste this, and we're going to move this over and try to link this one up to here. I have to come off the grid again because unfortunately I'm working with this terrible angle. I'm going to stick it in just slightly so that it's good. And now we can actually see where I came off. Like I was freehanding these ones before. So I can kind of go back and try to adjust these. I'm going to go back onto the grid for it. So about there, looks good. This one's way off. And that looks good. Okay, so we got our grid kind of happening there. So what I'm thinking is it'd be neat to have kind of one of these walls slightly destroyed. So I'm going to go in and go prefab, stamp prefab. So now I'm going to go in and just kind of take one of these walls, not away, but I'm just going to get rid of this stuff here. Remember that model that we were working with before? Not working with, but like I had it kind of off. I'm going to kind of use these guys to make a destroyed wall. And I think my brick actually might be a bit, you know, I'm probably going to have to treat this as it's brick over a concrete, so, because of how thin the brick is. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm just going to start doing the destruction part of this. So we'll kind of go and make it look like it's been destroyed, and then this will be a spot where the players will kind of hop over. One thing I kind of want to do here is make sure this is lined up with the bottom. There we go. And then I'm going to line one of those up. We're just going to kind of go in and cut this, and then cut here somewhere, and then we're going to bring down the wall. I might actually just get rid of that whole section together and then just kind of go, and we're going to just start adding a bunch of this. So there's some of these have snow on them, it seems, so I'm going to have to pick ones that don't have snow. So I'll just go and start adding some brick areas. I should almost have it coming back more like that. Unfortunately, this texture is just slightly off of what I want it to be. It's a little darker, but it'll have to work. So I'm just going to kind of cheat here. Copy, paste, rotate. Kind of make it a bit more variance into this. So we'll go like that, and I'm going to do one more higher, something like that. Okay, so then what I was thinking was this is going to be brick with like a concrete in the middle. So what I could probably do is go debris. I think I remember seeing some concretes like this. This is exactly what I'm thinking. This is going to be kind of neat to be able to use this something to kind of fill this in. So what I'm thinking here is right in between the two layers of brick will be a concrete. If I can get this to kind of angle the way that I want it to go. And then we'll probably end up copying and pasting the bricks over to the other side as well. More people sending me messages. Okay. So we'll copy and paste that and put it to this side. Make sure it's sticking out slightly. I just realized this concrete part is slightly coming through. So I might have to model scale it slightly. So we'll do that. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to kind of have some bricks kind of lying around. I kind of want this, because this looks way too symmetrical right now. We want to make it look like it's actually broken, so it can't be symmetrical. Because the likelihood of that happening is really low. So I'm going to drag this back a bit. Quite a bit. Drag this one out, so we don't want this symmetrical at all. Okay, so the other thing that I'm probably going to do is just really quickly just apply a texture to the inside there, just whatever, kind of fill it in. And the brick texture for the top of that. Probably shouldn't have got rid of that top part actually, now that I think about it. So I'm probably going to put this back to a cock texture. So just cutting off the corners and putting it back to the way it was, but then what I'm going to do is just kind of break it in half, sort of, and then bring it over to here. And then I'll make it look a bit more destroyed, I guess. But yeah, we kind of get the idea of what I'm going for here. It's just like a little hole in the wall, and then I'll probably end up putting some boxes here. In fact, I could probably do that really quick. Let's find a crate. I'm thinking more of a wooden crate. What's this? It's got snow on it, so nope. I'm kind of picky when it comes to models, to be honest. Like a military crate, that'll work, I guess. And what I'm thinking is we'll have the crate somewhere along here, put it right up against the wall, and possibly have, is this a lid or is it a smaller one? I think it's a smaller one. So I could probably put the smaller one on top, rotate it slightly to make it look like it was just placed randomly. And then I'm thinking plywood. I'm gonna model scale this up a bit. 1.25. 1.35. That handle is being annoying. I might have to flip the case around. Got that leaned up against there, so you can just kind of come up to here, and I'm hoping that this will be at a perfect height to be able to crouch behind the wall. So So hopefully that's good. So what I'm going to do here is, since these models are not going to be colliding with anything, I'm going to have to put a clip over them so that the player actually collides with it. So we'll do this, bring this down, bring this back all the way to the wall. Make sure this goes under the ground, and then we're going to want to go metal. We're looking for a metal clip, and then we're going to do a wood clip for the plywood, so I'm just going to copy and paste this clip over. So I always have clips off, so I'm just going to bring these clips back for now. Clip. Okay, so there we go, 2 units over. We're going to go from here, and I'm going to drag this out one more, maybe 2 more. And we're going to go all the way to there. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one, and we're going to go wood. Hopefully we get a wood clip. I don't see anything. Okay, so I'm just going to type in clip and look manually for the wood clip. Okay, so I'm going to thin this out a bit. There we go, we got a wood clip going up there. Issue is now we got this metal, the concrete clip that we had from our basically from our prefab is still there, so I'm going to kind of have to cut this a bit like that. We'll bring this down to around here. There we go, so you should be able to hop through the wall now. One thing I probably am going to do is put an extended clip beyond this wall, so like it go even higher, so you can't actually hop up onto that stuff. But now that should be good. And why don't we continue our road or kind of concrete area here. So I'm going to copy paste this and move it down over to the edge here. So I'm just going to kind of drag this over, invert it, and set the texture to there. So here we go, we got a bit of a wall going. I'm going to get rid of clips so we can kind of see what we got going now. Kind of a cool looking wall if I do say so myself. Okay. One thing that I want to do here, since this is kind of beat up and destroyed now, is all of this stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot we pushed our wall into the other thing there, so I gotta fix that still. Where am I? So that should come to right there. Okay, so continuing what I was just about to do, I'm gonna select all the faces here, and that should be good. We're gonna go patch, terrain, faces, terrain, and I'm gonna do my dirt trick like before, the mud. Get rid of clip. There's our mud. I'm going to add loops in here. A few loops so that the dirt will be in the middle. Then I'm going to get rid of this one. And I think we're good. So I'm going to select the entire outside of all this. We got the mud set. I'm going to click G and we'll apply it. GV, make non-colliding. S to bring up the surface inspector, and then natural. There we go, we've got some mud. And I'm actually going to do a bit more here. I'm going to just reduce this middle part just a little bit. Just like that. There we go. So now we're going to need some rubble bricks. So we'll go back to the bricks. Brick. Broken wall. That sort of looks relatively close to our brick color, so I'm going to say that's good enough. So we'll go and just kind of put this around like so. And a couple more. If I can get this to kind of go up on here. And probably throw a couple of loose bricks up here. Okay, so we'll just kind of go, that doesn't really look like our brick, that looks like our brick. Alright, there we go. Kind of a broken wall going on there. Can work on that a bit more later. So we got that going. Not bad, not bad. I kind of want to get the street going now. So what do I have here? So that was the street that I had selected. So I didn't really like this texture to begin with, but I'm going to look through the asphalt textures. Actually, why don't we go with the one that we had? So many patches here. Okay, good. Copy paste that, and then I'm going to do our trick of getting rid of all of that, and then I'm thinking we're going to curve along with this and have the road maybe come this way. So what I'm going to do is plan for the future here and get this to go way over here. So, gonna be doing a lot of curving here. I'm thinking I could probably get this to go a bit more straight here, but then get our curve to start back here. Somewhere like this. And we'll just kind of get some curving going. So I'm going to do natural. So the reason why I do natural is because it helps the texture curve around a corner. So we kind of got the road going there, but I want maybe the road to split off onto a side road or something. So it's like maybe we got a 3-point stop here. So I'm going to copy paste this. And I'm thinking probably having it come in here. So we'll do 4 here, I guess. Because that seems to be about the same width as our road, at least somewhat relative to that. So I'm going to kind of work my magic here at trying to make it look like the road curves in as a 3-point intersection. So kind of got 2 roads here, so it's going to have like a pointy sort of intersection thing here, and that'll go along onto the bridge. And then this one will continue off that way. So what I'm going to want to do here is the same idea as this stuff. So we're going to hide this, and we got these 2. So copy paste, and we're going to try to match that up with this stuff here. And boy, this is going to be fun trying to connect this stuff. Oh god. Okay. Gotta start somewhere though. So I think I started off by just going this way. I'm gonna snap this guy onto here. It's gonna be way off, so I'm gonna have to play around with the vertices to get that to work. So we'll do the outer ones first. Gonna snap this one up a bit, this one up a bit, and then this one up. So that's pretty good. And we're going to keep doing that until we get all the vertices done. Probably going to be a pretty tedious task here. So we'll go snap the grid, because I'm going to snap all them to the grid because that's going to make it easier for me to work with. Because then I can just go and line up onto the grid. Somewhere here, the grid snaps onto it. But it doesn't need to be too perfect with the inner ones, it's just the outside ones that really matter. So this one's going to have to snap onto the grid as well. Don't worry if the texture looks like crazy right now, it's going to get fixed up later. So we got that. We're going to try to snap this one here. So that's the thing about detailed maps, is they take a lot of time. So that's kind of what I'm trying to show you guys here, is that if you want your map to look good, you gotta be prepared to spend a lot of time. Like, I see people going, oh yeah, I'm gonna release a map in like a couple weeks. No, don't do that. You want to know what I recommend for the amount of time for a map? 6 months. Bare minimum. That's what I spend on my maps. Overrun and Lockdown, those both took me 6 months to create. Overrun was my first map, Lockdown was my second map, but they both took me about approximately 6 months. As for Leviathan, that took us an entire year, so it kind of goes to show you what you get for the quality of your map. So if you're trying to go for a really detailed map, or a really big detailed map, then you gotta be able to put in the effort and time for doing such a big project like that. So if you guys are just starting out with your maps, I suggest not releasing your first one. I know you're probably gonna be going, well, why? Because, well, it's a learning experience. To be honest, I don't feel I should have released Overrun, because in my opinion that map sucked. But you know, some people like it. Whatever. But I spent a lot of time on it, so that's why it at least turned out decent. So I would suggest rather take a lot of time on it, or expect to just use it as a learning experience. Okay. So we got that. Thought we had a dirt texture as well. Apparently I didn't copy that one over, but we can just copy paste and do the mud texture just like before. Mud. So we got a mud, we got a dirt. The mud seems to be a little weird over here. We'll continue off that road in a bit. I just kind of want to work down this way a bit more now. Oh, this is the mud. Not what I was trying to grab there. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Having a stroke or something. Yeah, I'm hitting buttons like a madman and not even what I'm trying to hit. Okay. So we got our wall, we got that going. Coming up on our hour here. I know still going pretty slow because of all this terrain fun stuff, although our brick wall was not as much terrain as what you would think. But that is coming along. We got our curve going up here. I'm thinking we could probably curve this back here maybe. But don't know what else I want to do with that at the moment. I'll come up with some more ideas. If you guys got any ideas, please let me know. There's one thing that I do want to do here. We have a reflection probe. And I'm going to want to make sure those rocks are covered. Because remember last time the rocks were all messed up. So hopefully that helps it. I don't know if it will or not. I haven't played too much with the reflection probes in this. So we got that going. I'm going to start detailing up this now. We're going to want to patch. Oh yeah, that's the only one that was a patch. Okay. These two are going to copy and paste, and this one is going to be fine. We're going to hit W, bring this stuff down, bring this up. So this is going to be our dirt blending up the wall like we usually do. We're going to go back to the mud. Actually, this one's going to come down still. G, blend that down. V, make non-colliding. S, natural, done. Although there's this as well. You might want to blend onto these because we never did it before. So why don't we do that now? I'm spending a lot of time on this section here, but like I said in the first video, I do like to have sections done all together, so I don't want to start moving off into new areas too soon, or else I don't get the motivation to finish them. So I find it best to do it all at once. Or not all at once, like the whole section completely until it's all good. Sorry if I confused anybody there. Should be good. Looking a lot better, a lot snazzier. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to do with this wall was enter the prefab here. We're going to delete all the middle stuff now. Also, this was a bug that I noticed in the alpha, that some of this highlighted stuff goes off to the side. It's really weird. I'm going to do a little trick here. We're just going to make sure I got everything selected. Select. Instead of select inside, we're going to select touching. And I messed that up actually. Like that. Select. Touching. There we go. So, oh, we missed some stuff down here. There we go. So that should be everything. Now we're down to just a post. We're going to save as. Fence. Post. We're going to get out of this. We're going to copy paste one of these. I'm going to switch this to post.map. And then I'm going to drag this off into the corner. So there we go. And then we're going to have that end there. I'm probably going to try to do something here. Who knows? Maybe it'll just end like that. I kind of want to take some of the rocks, the rubble sort of stuff that I've been doing down here, and just kind of throw it up there as well. That is floating. Alright, we'll fix that. So I'm thinking we'll keep the rocks off to the side so that the path is more clear than anything. Oh wow, that one's way off. Throw that one over there. And I'm thinking of scaling these stuff down to about 2.5. That rock should be okay. So I think I'm going to copy, paste, rotate these around a bit more and get some pebbles going up the hill. And just kind of keep doing that. Maybe get this one included this time. Bring this one down to maybe 1.5. So we're just getting some pebbles going along the edge there. It's kind of the same idea as the blending, but with models, so that it's only on the edges. And I've noticed that they kind of look a bit better when you inset them in the ground slightly. Because, you know, a lot of times rocks will do that in nature, is they'll be buried by dirt. So we kind of got that going. Might as well try to copy a bunch of this to the other side. Copy, paste, rotate. Thing is, now the rotation's on a weird angle, so what I'm going to do is drag this well above the ground, and then drop it to the ground, and then drop it in slightly. Copy paste some more of this. Drop it to the ground and set it slightly. So there we go, we got some rocks going along there, and I'm gonna do the same thing along here as well, just really quickly, and that's probably gonna end our third video. We'll jump into game and just kind of show it off like we always do. Actually, what I want to do here is I want the boulder to be closer to the wall, so I'm gonna do that. Actually, I want the boulder on this side of the pillar. I'll do this, drop them down slightly. This one's actually going to move over more. Drop it down, because I didn't want it in the water there. And just get a couple more rocks going along the edge. It's okay that rock's in the wall there, you don't see it anyways. Oh yeah, before I forget, that floating, horrible floating guy over here. In you go. And that's gonna be it, guys. Okay, let's go into game. Bake the lighting. And we'll check out our wall. We're building walls here. I hope you guys get that reference. Okay. So there we go. We're gonna start compiling that up. I'm gonna probably add some grass and stuff like that on some edges of stuff because, you know, we have nothing growing above the water so far, which kind of doesn't make any sense. Usually near water you got lots of grass and whatnot, so I'll probably end up doing that. So we'll see how that goes. So we got baking going. It's gonna have to convert the new textures and models over, so we'll have to wait for that really quickly. But it's definitely starting to come along now. On to the linking process. It's gonna start converting stuff. So I've been trying my best to keep up with all your guys' requests for tutorials and whatnot, and what I'm trying to focus on right now is I'm starting off with more of the beginner stuff so that anybody who's starting can kind of learn and kind of catch up with people, and then I'm trying to move more towards the medium sort of difficulty stuff, and then eventually I will get to harder stuff such as porting weapons and scripting and all of that stuff. But I'm trying to focus right now. Like, I just got up today the zoning and whatnot. There's this second video. Third video should be coming out tomorrow, the one that I'm recording right now. And then I still got to do some more zombie related stuff like the mystery box. There's some other, like, I'm trying to go over like the basic stuff. Like, if you want to get a zombie map working, I need to get everything of that stuff working first before I get on to doing, oh, I want to add a custom gun because that makes it look nice. That's an optional thing. We got to get the mandatory stuff done first. So once that's out of the way, then I'll be able to move on to a lot of the requests that you guys have been giving me. But I'm very grateful for you guys to be giving me stuff like that, so I'll definitely try to work on doing that, and it looks like our compile is almost done. There we go. Time to jump in game. So yeah, we'll probably just start making some buildings maybe next time, who knows. I do want to start doing that vegetation like I was just saying for some grass and stuff like that. So we'll see where that goes. Maybe work on the road a bit more. Get some cars on there. Although I'm not a huge fan of the cars that are in Black Ops 3 because they're mainly, you know, futuristic. Not exactly what I'm going for with this map. I'd prefer to go with a more modern, like a modern style map. Looks like the load screen's lagging out there. It's just stopped at, like, partially loaded the verses there. Here we go. We should spawn on the bridge because that's where we moved the spawn points to last time, but eventually when we get the map actually going, we'll actually get some spawn points in actual locations and stuff like that. And we're facing the wrong way, so we can't even see anything while we're loading here. Okay, so we got our road coming up here. Got the nice little trail there. We'll have to test out and see if all that works. Yeah, it's still red down there, unfortunately. So yeah, what I was thinking was you'd kind of like crouch down and be able to just shoot over this, which seems to work pretty well. Just hop over this, and you'd probably be able to just hop up like really quickly. Yep, that's neat. Like, I could imagine having like a search and destroy bomb point here, and it's just like peekaboo. Oh, didn't have enough boost. Just like peekaboo, hop over the wall and just like start killing people over here. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. My water doesn't collide with missiles. I would have figured there'd be a big explosion or something. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, guys. See ya.